Hi everyone, my name is Justine. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick bedtime stretch routine. So it's very hard sometimes if you have a lot on your mind or if you're holding on to a lot of stress in your body. It's hard to let that go when you get into bed. Maybe your mind starts to race, you start to think about all of the things you have to do the next day. Sometimes you just finally, as you relax and rest in bed, start to notice parts of your body that are still feeling really stressed and tight. So hopefully doing this simple series of stretches will help you unwind so that when you do get into bed, you're ready to fall asleep and have a really nice, restful and rejuvenating sleep. So I invite you to join me. All that you need is a pillow, something soft. You can also substitute in a rolled up blanket. So I have my mat, but you can do this on your floor. You can even do this in bed before you fall asleep. Most of these stretches will transfer really well. I also have a nice warm cup of tea. So sometimes chamomile or sleepy time tea I really like with the little bear on the package. It's a really nice way to ease yourself into that mindset of relaxation and bedtime routines. So we will start seated on the mat or seated wherever you are, sitting up nice and tall, letting your eyes close and just resting your hands, maybe palms facing down, just on your legs. And starting to bring your focus into the breath. So taking some nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Just beginning to tune in to how your body is feeling at the end of a long day. Good. You may even want to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly just to really connect with how the breath is moving in your body. Throughout the day, we often take really shallow breaths that really fill just our upper body. And now we want to really dial into those deeper breaths so that you can feel your belly expand as you inhale and then gently soften as you exhale. So after you've taken a few nice reconnecting breaths, we'll let our eyes open up. We're going to rest our right hand down, taking the left arm, nice deep breath in, and then taking a stretch over to the sides. So starting to open up down the rib cage, down the hips, trying to keep our hips anchored to the mat as we do this stretch. And then we'll inhale back through the center, release that arm, and let's try that on the other side. Big stretch up with the right arm, and then leaning towards the left side. You can close your eyes here. You can really allow your breath and your exhales to take you a little bit deeper into the stretch. Good, and then we're going to inhale back into the center. Take a little bit of a shoulder roll, so a few rolls backward, and then a few rolls forward. Nice. All right, so taking our legs out in front, we're going to grab our pillow here just to give us some support. So your legs can go out as far as feels comfortable for your hips. You can keep a little bit of softness in those knees if you need to. So this is designed to be a very restful pose. So what we're going to do is take a nice deep breath in, and then on the exhale, just start to walk yourself forward. You can edge the pillow in a little bit closer so that you can really relax and soften the shoulders, soften the upper back. Allow your chin to tuck, and then you might even want to rest your head down, just allowing yourself to be supported by that pillow. Good, and just holding here for a series of breaths. And then walking yourself back up. You can hold these poses as long as you wish. We'll take that pillow off to the side, coming to a comfortable cross-legged position. Again, resting our hands on our knees, sitting up nice and tall, reaching up through the crown of the head. coming into a gentle seated twist. So taking that left hand across the right thigh, taking our right fingertips in behind our back, and taking a nice gentle twist. Continuing to breathe deeply here. Good, and then on your next inhale, we'll come back through the center and we'll try that on the other side. So keeping these postures very light and easy, not pushing ourselves to stretch beyond our limits. Good, and then inhaling back through the center and getting nice and comfortable once again. From here, we're turning onto our hands and knees, coming into a tabletop position. So spreading the fingers nice and wide, having our hips right above our knees. And then from here, coming into a cat and cow, just to soften and mobilize our spine and our upper back. So taking a nice deep breath in, taking our eye gaze forward. And then on the exhale, rounding out, scooping the belly. And then just going back and forth with your breath. So if you can, try to move slowly enough that you can really articulate each vertebrae in the back. So we'll aim for about 5 cycles of breath. And then when you come back to a neutral spine, we're taking our knees nice and wide here, coming into a child's pose. And we're gonna grab that pillow again, so taking it right underneath your belly, walking your hands out and sitting back so that you can just use that pillow for support. So again, you can rest your head down to one side and just breathe and soften. So here you're allowing your shoulders to really melt over the pillow, allowing your belly to gently soften, and feeling a beautiful opening in your lower back. So that is one of the parts of our body that tends to hold on to stress, and that stress accumulates through the day. So really nice to just release and let it open up. And here you might feel your back, the breath moving into the upper back, really allowing that rib cage to expand as you inhale. Good, and then from here, we're gonna walk ourselves back up. Keep the pillow close by. We're gonna set up our sleeping swan pose. So we're gonna start on hands and knees. We're gonna slide that back knee so that it comes right behind that back wrist. So you can stay here in 90-90. That may be enough of a stretch for your hips. If you're able to come to full swan, you're gonna allow that front leg to lengthen back. We're gonna bring that pillow in again. Walk yourself out, so again, you're supported by that pillow. You can rest your head down. And again, we're keeping this pose really light and relaxed. Breathing in to find expansion in the pose, and breathing out to soften and release any tension in the muscles. Good, and then on your next inhale, we'll walk ourselves up. We're gonna lean back, taking ourselves onto the other side. So coming into tabletop, sliding that front knee up behind the wrist, starting to heel toe so that we're bringing that front knee or that front calf muscle in line with the top of the mat. So it can be a little bit closer tucked in, or you can walk your heel a little farther towards the top of the mat. wiggling that back leg behind us, pulling that cushion in for support, and then just finding a really comfortable and soft position to rest. Good. Try to keep that front foot flexed. Breathe in lots of softness into the shoulders. And then breathe out tension and stress. Inhale, we'll walk ourselves up, slide that pillow, put it off to the side. We'll swing that other leg around so that we can come all the way onto our back. So slowly curling down, planting the feet about hip width apart. Arms are alongside the body. We're going to press into the heels and start to lift up into a bridge pose. So we're going to keep it very, very light tonight, so don't worry about pressing even higher or wiggling your shoulders underneath. You maybe want to take that pillow, bring it underneath you. If it's not quite high enough, you can always kind of fold it in half so that you get a little bit more of a lift under your tailbone. So it's just going to be a very, very light extension here. So we're just relaxing the hips, softening ourselves over that pillow. And then just allowing your eyes to close here and breathing deeply. Start to notice if you're holding on to any tension in your shoulders. Allow your shoulders to soften and melt on the mat. Continuing that soft flow of breath. And then one at a time, we're going to draw our knees in towards us and then starting to lengthen our legs straight up. So this is called waterfall pose. It's also a really great pose to do against the wall, and then it would be called legs up the wall pose. This is one of my favorite poses to do before bed. Sometimes I even do it in bed, and you just place your feet up. It's a great way to allow all of that stress, all of that tension to really melt away all the way down and be released. So it's a pose that I did quite a bit when I was pregnant as well, because it is very, very restful. Really enhances sleep so that you can get a higher quality of sleep. So just allow your eyes to close here. We have that gentle support of the pillow. Soften the shoulders and the elbows. Allow your fingers to relax. You might even want to bring the palms facing up to really add to the relaxation of this pose. And just allowing tension to leave your body with every exhale. And now to release this pose, we're going to step one foot at a time, coming back down, planting the feet on the mat, taking your knees together, just allowing your lower back to release. This is a really nice way to ease tension in the lower back. Might be a good position to hold for your Shavasana. So we're going to extend the arms, and again, take a nice deep breath in. Allow that breath to go deep into your belly And then move all the way up so that you really fill your entire lungs with air. Allow that breath to just release softly, letting your muscles melt into your mat and into that cushion. Take a moment to soften the muscles of your forehead, relaxing your eye gaze behind your closed eyes. This is an opportunity to finally let go of any tension that you may still be holding on to. So relaxing your jaw, releasing your shoulders if they're starting to creep up by your ears. So imagine that there's somebody just lightly placing their hands on your shoulders and just gently pressing down, prodding you a little bit deeper into that relaxation. And now just for the next minute or so, stay with that breathing. Allow your mind to empty. Thoughts will likely still come in and out, but just draw your focus back to your breathing and find those moments between the thoughts. Those moments where you're free from stress and from all of the little